So our top 5 today, like I said, is going to be the top 5 fight scenes in cinema. Voted by us, but the top 5 was actually voted by you. So there's a ton of fight scenes. And there's some honorable mentions, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Go first.
By the way, this is my top 5. Let's just throw that out there. This is my top 5. You guys have your own top 5. You please put in the comments what your top 5 is. It's my top 5.
Hey, the viewers out there have been giving you a lot of noise about your top 5s lately.
It's okay. I like criticism, and I like to hear what you guys have for top 5. So, I mean, I'm not saying my top 5 is perfect, and a lot of times I pick my top 5 based on because I don't want to duplicate his list as well, because we have a lot of the same likes and stuff. So I want to give something that's a little bit different. So, on to my top 5. Number 5. The Karate Kid. Now, you said The Karate Kid had a lot of fights. Final fight.
With him and Johnny?
Yes! Dude, what made that fight so great is the tension that was built up in that fight and the fact that Johnny whooped it the whole fight. And he got by on one kick. One kick. Johnny messed up and gave him a point, and when he broke the leg, yeah, he was giving him points. So he won a fight with one kick.
I would have gone with the kid from part 3.
I hate that.
Because you're Karate Age.
Hey, Ralph, I do like that part. Ralph Macchio was out of shape for that one. I don't give him that. But the whole tension with Cobra Kai yelling in the background and Mr. Miyagi looking on.
Yeah.
That made that scene great. All right. So number 4.
Number 4.
If you guys are aware of a movie called Fist of Legend, which was a remake of the Chinese Connection, with Jet Li, the dojo scene. When he finally shows up and they were like, our teacher went over there and he lost a match against their master, and he didn't seem like he was on his best day, and we haven't done anything since then. And Jet Li walks in, he has a BMF look, walks in, takes his shoes off, takes his belt off, and then starts whooping butt all through the dojo. And when he gets done, as he whooped everybody, he looks at him and he was like, my master would have beat y'all in seconds. It was the best scene. All right, so number 3, the Kill Bill Volume 1 was the Crazy 88 scene. When she has to hack through.
But she's using a sword. It's not hand to hand.
I didn't say hand to hand. It said fight scene. It was a fight scene.
All right.
It was a fight scene. There was fighting in the scene. They fought with swords.
It's a good scene, don't get me wrong. Of course, she pays homage to the great one. So
yeah, I mean, they fought with swords, and then it ended with the whole I'm gonna say not Yo-Yo. Goodness, what was her name? I just forgot it. Don't you do that?
Red Ink. I don't know. I can't remember. We're gonna Red Ink it. We'll Red Ink it.
Oh my God, I can't believe I remember.
All right.
So it ends with that. With the whole ball and chain and stuff like that. It made the scene so super awesome. All right. Okay. So number 2 is the subway scene between Neo and Agent Smith.
The subway scene.
Yeah.
I would have gone Reloaded with him.
No, I got goofy and I got goofy and then it was
that was cool though.
It was CGI heavy. It doesn't even hold up now. They all look like rubber wax freaking Play-Doh figures. That doesn't even hold up anymore. All right, so the subway scene is when they were still doing proper practical effects. The whole when he's like, I'm not running. I'm gonna stand here and fight. And there's a rooftop scene, but that's not really a fight scene when he does a little Matrix, little bend over backwards. The fight scene was a subway scene, and that was the best thing. And then throwing them into trains and lifting them up, that made that scene awesome.
What about the Reloaded Rain in the Rain Revolutions?
No.
All right.
Matrix 1 is the only good Matrix. I'm sorry, I'm a Matrix fan. That's the only good one. Number 1. And what's funny is that I'm picking this one, even though it pays homage to Old Boy, and I'm not picking Old Boy because this one pays homage to Old Boy, but this one did it better, and everybody is now copying this scene, which copied Old Boy, which was the hallway scene in Raid. And I was watching it again today, and it is so brutal. It is so brutal. It got that whole brutality from Old Boy because he has to walk down the scene and he has to keep taking on these guys in the hallway. But they keep getting up and it's just a long extended fight as he's trying to make it down this hallway. Well, in the Raid, he is just slicing through people, like breaking bones, driving his little blade into people and ripping it out, and it was like, and he goes to about like 30 people going down his hallway. That is why that's the best one. And I know people love the little driving scene from the Raid Redemption, which was a really, really cool driving scene in the kitchen scene. But this one, there's not a better scene in this one. That number one is why we talked about Raid and why it even got a sequel. That's my top 5. I don't care if you don't like it or not. But that's mine.
I got a 1 for you. No. All right. My top 5. Now, I was like really conflicted on this one. And this is just me. But I am not a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. Okay, that's number.
And I didn't put JCVD is not even on my list.
JCVD is not even on his list, but
my heart is hurting for not.
He's actually on mine, and I was going back and forth between Bloodsport and Kickboxer, but the Bolo fight in Bloodsport was just freaking. He was awesome as Frank Dukes, and I thought that even his acting was a little better than Kickboxer, and Kickboxer came out after Bloodsport. But
he had less lines in Bloodsport.
That's probably why.
He had a whole scene where he was running through traffic, he basically had a Beverly Hills Cop scene in Bloodsport when he did the whole thing running from the cops.
Oh yeah.
Through the traffic, it was like, and that went on for like 2 minutes, and he didn't say a word. So he had less dialogue in that movie.
But you know what? It was a freaking awesome fight. It was an awesome fight. Actually, a lot of the fights in the Kumite were pretty sweet, but that one just sticks out for me. Number 4. I don't care what you say. Steven Seagal, out for justice, in the bar. I'm gonna come.
I love that fight.
I'm gonna keep coming back until somebody remembers seeing Richie. I can't wait. I love that movie. I love that scene. He was freaking awesome. Every freaking part of that fight was just freaking sweet. Number 3.
That fucking scene.
Number 3. Rocky 3. The freaking last fight when he's got Apollo's trunks was freaking awesome. The whole I know it goes 3 rounds. I know it's a little freaking cartoony here and there, but the theatrics about the movie, the camera work towards the end.
That's the only thing I didn't like about that.
I freaking loved it because it put you in the ring. It put both guys, because they were both hardcore competitors, and it just showed the strength and determination between the two. It was just it got me pumped up. It was awesome. I love that movie.
It made you feel like you were playing Mike Tyson Punch Out.
No. You're crazy. Number 2.
Body blow.
Now in Terrence's opinion, this is actually an overrated fight scene.
Right.
But for me,
it is.
But for me, the fight scene between Roddy Piper and Keith David in They Live is an awesome, brutal, and funny-ass fight scene. It is freaking awesome. It doesn't even look like there's any
trash can.
It doesn't look like there was any real choreography. It was just in-your-face street fight. It was just as real as it gets.
I will give it to him. It seemed like 2 people could be fighting in it, but when they went to the trash can, I was done.
It was freaking awesome. I love that. I love that fight scene.
Got cartoony there, and I was like, yeah, all right.
Now, number 1 belongs to the master. Now, Jet Li might have done it in Fist of Legend. Little homage in the Raid. You're number 1 because that's a little game of death type of. You really think about it?
Oh yeah, well, and in the Raid because they went up a building and he had to go through the floors and stuff like that. Yeah.
So I can only be talking about one, and that's the master, Bruce Lee. Chinese Connection, practically the same scene.
Fist of Legend is Chinese Connection.
Fist of Legend is Chinese Connection, but the way he did it, it was just amazing. And I was going back and forth between that and the Chuck Norris fight in Way of the Dragon, Return of the Dragon, but that fight scene with that school, he was just freaking amazing. The only thing that was kind of goofy about it was when he picked up the 2 guys, and he was swinging them, and he didn't wait, and then he threw them. That was the only dumb part of it. But other than that, it was just beautiful. He looked great, graceful, just like a freaking dancer, man.
Yeah,
ballet in this movie.
That movie is awesome, especially when he jumps up and he kicks the Japanese sign and he breaks it. Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, the Big Boss, man. That was a good show too.
Hey, and like you said, honorable mentions is
honorable mentions. Yeah, you go first.
Chuck Norris and Bruce and Return of the Dragon.
Return of the Dragon. Chuck, that was a good one.
The way it was shot, I mean, it felt old westy, and it was like
Coliseum. They're in the Coliseum.
Yeah, they're in the Coliseum with the cat starting to fight, stuff like that. And he grabs the chest hair.
I also had Die Hard with Bruce Willis and Alexander. Well, he plays Carl. He plays Carl with John McClane and Carl are fighting, and he wraps a chain around his neck and throws him, and he's just hanging there. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That fight scene was pretty freaking good.
I was like, who did he fight? He shot everybody.
And then I had Brandon Lee in Rapid Fire.
Oh, that is a good one.
When he was fighting the brother with the Asian guy with the beard, and he grapples if you haven't seen Rapid Fire, that when he grapples the chains and he spins with the chains and he's grappling the fence. He's grappling the fence. Remember?
In that same, but it wasn't a fight scene. It was just kind of more of an action piece when he was with the shotgun and he had to run through and he was like flipping and like taking people out with the shotgun.
I saw that not too long ago. It's an awesome movie.
I'm trying to think of because I had so many and it was really really tough to do different. But one of them, and like he said, I'm a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. And one of the ones that it's kind of near and dear to my heart is the double impact scene where JCVD versus JCVD. You know, slick back versus ponytail.
Yeah, you know what's funny you say that? We were talking about Toretto versus Xander Cage, and so maybe it could happen. We get the
hey, they are JCVD already did it. Let's see him do it. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So that was my other honorable mention. There was a lot of other great scenes. A lot of Enter the Dragon. You know, when he has to fight. What is the guy who leads? Yeah, Han. When he has to fight Han.
Oh, yeah.
Han has the blades on and stuff, and he has to walk through the little.
Hey, how about this? Anything with Bruce Lee in it.
Anything with Bruce Lee in it.
It's an honorable mention. That's all I gotta say about that. That's awesome. Hey, we want to hear your top 5 best fight scenes. Doesn't matter what it is. Even animation. Hey, throw in some animation.
Oh, see, you didn't even tell me that. I've thrown in some really good ones. Hey, tell me something. It's just gonna be narration.
Shit, I forgot what number 2 was. What the hell was number 2? What just opened?
With what?
What just opened?
Movies?
Yeah.
Star Wars just came out.
Yeah, Star Wars. I got that email about that.
I bought it today. Screw it. Let's just go. Ready?
I mean, we're already.
Oh, back.
Oh.
All right. 1, 2.